husbandman. And a husbandman is someone who's take care of a garden. Yeah, can.
Yep. Isaiah chapter 5.
Yeah, let me go back on the precept. Yeah. Back on the wisdom sound.
Yeah, we go to wisdom sound.
Hey, Salaki, I could finish off this precept.
Oh, you didn't finish? Go on.
Yeah, verse 27 says, all these things are for good to the godly, to the to the sinners they are turned into evil. You see? Yeah, go ahead.
Go on, go on.
Yeah, right? Because like everybody was going into that, how these people, they would abuse certain things, like how they did the iPhones or whatever it is. These things now become necessities. Alright? And to the godly, we're going to use them for purpose to serve Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Alright? But to these sinners, you know, it becomes something that they actually worship. You know? They make them things idols. The same thing with fire, water, wheat, whatever it is. You know? People serve the food and all.
If I might, kind of with all them selfies, not selfies, foodies, they taking pictures of the food, I post it up, you see photos of the food and stuff. And if I might add real quick, he said that wine is one thing we use for the good to glorify Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And we know that wine is help clean out your colon and whatnot. But they created God, Esau. Dionysus, the god of aka Bacchus, the god of wine and revelry.
God.
And they got the ace of spades, the pouring, which is how much millions of dollars and so forth like that. Worshipping it, saying that, yeah, this shows my status. You know, this shows my power. That I could afford this and you can't. Better.
Like the Xerxes move.
Yeah.
You get some.
Start back from one. Start back from one.
Done. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13 and verse 1. Surely vain are all men by nature, whom are ignorant to Yahweh, and could not out of the good things that are seen know him, that is neither by considering the works.
Back here. Read it back here.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13 and verse 1. Surely vain are all men by nature, whom are ignorant to Yahweh.
So by nature, they're ignorant of Yahweh. So Yahweh have to teach them. Whether?
And could not out of the good things that are seen know him.
See the good things, some of the good things that the brother list. Whether?
That is neither by considering the works did they acknowledge the workmaster.
So they acknowledging Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, they glorifying the as it said in Romans, right? They glorify the creature more than the creator. Whether? Somebody get it from me, Romans 1 and
But deemed it either fire or wind, or the swift air, or the circle of the stars, or the violent water of the light of heaven.
Because a lot of sailors worship the ocean. Whether?
To be the gods which govern the world.
Is it up?
Yeah,
You got the Romans up?
Romans 1 and 20.
Yeah.
Romans chapter 1 and verse 20.
Spirituality, I think.
For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen.
So the invisible things, talking about the prophecies of the Most High revealing right now. Whether?
Being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse.
So now that they know who's the true power, through the many Lord prophesying and showing them who's the true power, then they are without excuse when judgment day come. When the Most High bring that day of wrath. Whether?
Because that when they knew Yahweh Shai, they glorified him not as God,
That's power.
Khan. Neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations.
So at the time of Adam, they they glorified the Most High and then they went off, right? Whether? And became vain, whether?
but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened.
Right. The foolish heart was darkened to turn away from the light, to turn away from the truth of what life is really about. You understand? Go ahead, huh?
Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God or power into an image made to corruptible man.
Because the scripture says in Hebrews 1 that all these ordinances could perish, all right? But the Most High remained the same. He's the one that's why it says in Colossians chapter 1, what the brother just read, by the Most High and Yahweh Shai, all things consist, all things continue, all things remain in ordinance and in cycle, all right? Read back 23, Babu Shah.
Romans 1 and 23, and change the glory of the uncorruptible power into an image made like to corruptible man, and to birds, and four-footed beasts, and creeping things.
Is it?
Matthew 25, verse 25.
What's it?
And change when it say creature more than the creator.
Yeah, read a verse.
Romans chapter 1 and verse 25, who changed the truth of Yahweh into a lie, and worship and serve the creature more than the creator, who is blessed forever.
So they're putting up these physical things upon the pedestal of where Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai should be. They don't see the spiritual. That's why the scripture said they became vain in their own imaginations. They imagine a tree talking. They imagine a dog, like fucking Egyptians was put dog on a man body and a rat on a man body and then a rat head on a man body and stuff like that. And they bring it back with them same, filters and bullshit. I can't stand the thing, buddy. This with the worshipping, idolizing. They want to put a freaking head wrap on a woman head. They want to put a fucking dog ears on a woman head. You understand?
And like it's recognized the user because the other day, right? You had like Mrs. She come and she see me at the push when I drop something. She see me in a while. Oh God, you get fat and take. Let me take a picture. She now taking out the picture. All of a sudden, I seen the camera, right? And two ears and a nose jump on. She said, "Whap!" The filter. Yeah, like some Bugs Bunny or something jump on. She whap. Like nothing was on me, right?
Yeah.
So I was
the light, you watch the light push away the darkness there, you understand? The light reveal the darkness there.
Yeah.
Jeremiah 3 and verse 26. As a thief is ashamed when he is found, so is the house of Israel ashamed. They and their kings and their prince, their priests and their prophets, saying to a stock, Thou art my father, and to a stone, Thou hast brought me forth. For they have turned their back unto me, and not their face. But in the time of trouble, they will say, Arise and save us. But where are thy gods that thou hast made thee? Let them arise, if they can save thee in the time of trouble. For according to the number of thy cities are thy gods, O Judah.
Ooh. Break it down, Hak. You got it, Hak. You got it, Hak.
Yeah, can.
The Ezekiel, what he go into, we could come after.
Yeah, you can bring it down.
Oh, the Ezekiel.
Yeah, so the scripture said that our people, they're going after vain, making themselves vain gods, stocks and stones, the cobblestone, stuff like that.
Back to the Islamic worship and Egyptian worship and so forth. These faint philosophies that Israel in the ancient days, even to this time now, still follow after. But in the time when his destruction come, right, a lot of them will want to call on it, looking for the men of the Lord. Right?
That's why it said, But in the time of their trouble, they will say, arise and save us. All right? But where are thy gods that thou hast made? Let them arise if thou canst save thee in the time of trouble.
Yep.
You know, basically they're going to be Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai response. All right? You know, go to the gods that you have made unto yourself. It can tell you in the book of Judges. You know? Let the gods that you've made save you. All right? You know, the scripture also say, since ye have rejected knowledge, I've rejected thee. Right?
I'm going to add on to what you're saying too, right? It says stop. And stop go back to what? Tree.
Right.
And the tree go back to what? The cross. And the cross go back to Caesar Borgia. So basically, it's them you're going to have to call. You're going to have to call on Caesar Borgia and see if he's going to save you. Yes, that.
Holy cracker.
On the Holy Cracker.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Holy. Yeah, God preserve. This Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 19 says, woe unto him that said to the wood, awake, to the dumb stone, arise, it shall teach. Behold, it is laid over with gold and silver, and there is no breath at all in the midst of it. But Yahweh is in the midst, the holy temple. Let all the earth keep silence before him. That's why the other day the Mosai sent a set of cockroach to land on the Kaaba stone. Normally they show black cloth over it to cover it. But the Mosai, they set a cockroach just to cover it. Like that's the cloak. You know?
This is Job 13 and verse 3. Surely I would speak to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, and I desire to reason with him. But you are forgers of lies. You are all physician of no value.
I'll read up after you do that.
Oh, that you would altogether hold your peace, and it should be your wisdom.
Get wisdom. What do you want, though?
That read a little more. We got Habakkuk 2 and read from 18. It says, what profit the graven image that the maker thereof had graven it? The molten image and a teacher of lies. The maker of his own work trusted therein to make dumb idols. See? Right? This is Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 23. It says, and it shall come to pass after all thy wickedness, woe unto thee, saith Yahweh power, that thou hast also built unto thee an enmity place, and hast made thee an high place in every street.
Churches.
Yeah, the mass everywhere. Right? The clubs, right? The Bacchus. Hey, you know the clubs is a church of Bacchus?
You
know?
Church. Slack you right
And the altar that I go on, hey, let's get this kind of wine.
Yeah.
Let get this, you know?
Yeah, it's like but anyway, it's true that the precept back up that precept because the precept in Jeremiah 2 back up the precept in Ezekiel 16 because at the time me and Paratan was in a bus, right? And you remember when we passed the church with a white Caesar Borgia, the guy in the yard? A freaking Edomite cracker, right? Do this. I was like,
Yeah.
Every time they pass the church, it's like,
Every time they pass, and they get it from either Israel's Roman Catholic and Anglican.
Roots.
Because, yeah, it's roots. Yeah, even when the pastor right there before, when it was all up in like scripture they call it the Rose, we read on some more, right? Every time we pass the altar, you either gotta do or you turn, or you Jenny flick, or you know you. Right?
To the surf for them crosses.
Like
simple surf.
that's some more. Say verse 24, that thou hast also built unto thee an enmity place, and hast made thee an high place in every street. Right? Thou hast built thy high place at every head of the way, and hast made thy beauty to be harbored, and hast opened thy feet to everyone that passes by to multiply thy whoredom.
Go back to America, so to open all these, set up these vain customs.
Yeah.
And everybody following after it.
She's the biggest whore.
Yep.
Yeah, can I precept?
Yeah, God. This is Jeremiah chapter 5 and 7. It says, how shall I pardon thee for this? Thy children have forsaken me and sworn by them that are not God. You didn't want to read that?
No.
It says, when I had fed them to the full, they have committed adultery and assembled themselves by troops in the harlot houses. And you know, the scriptures, a lot of these so-called Christians, when they get part of this knowledge, if you notice, the guy in the make breakdowns. They say little knowledge and corrupt the whole thing. You know?
They add the filter. They confuse mole and shit. They ain't molding the truth up. They start do some mass. Help make up the building.
The scripture said it too, you know.
This is a law too, right? This is Exodus 20 and 26. It said, neither shalt thou go up by step unto my altar. And all these churches have step. Right? Where they go up to preach to the pulpit. They all have step. It said that thy nakedness be not discovered thereon.
It's Exodus 20. Yeah.
Exodus 20.
It's a beautiful precept.
And then again, now, anybody could walk into a church and walk into the altar. But the altar, most I in the Bible is that anybody couldn't go there. Couldn't go with slippers. You couldn't even enter in a holy place with boots on your foot. Because when the Mosai visit is the guy with rat, his name is coming to me, Moses. And when he called to Moses, he said, Moses, take off the shoe, because this place which is standing is a holy place.
Bring a precept from my Bible, sure.
Yeah, this is Psalms chapter 115, verse 4. It says, their idols are silver and gold, the work of men's hands. They have mouths, but they speak not. Eyes have they, but they see not.
Exactly. What prophecy could they bring? What storm they could see coming that they could foresee? Right?
They have ears, but they hear not. Nose have they, but they smell not.
They can't smell trouble coming. They can't hear the trumpet.
Hey, it's not here. When you go into the scripture, bell and the dragger. Hey, the priest was eating and feeling fat. The whole family was eating. That's why they was setting up all these food and everything for Bell next morning, you know. Tearing up, got the king going. And when he go in, he see, he say, Daniel, look how great Bell is. What this? Showing the wisdom, that the Most High gave unto you men, the prophets them, Daniel. Show, hey, sprinkle this place, seal it. They find out who was the bastard that was doing the thing.
If I might add real quick, Slacky, right? It says they have nose, but they smell not, right? Because when you read Leviticus chapter 1, go down, it talks about the sacrifice to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, how certain sacrifice got frankincense in it, right? And it would be a sweet savor unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So these fucking idols that these people sacrifice it to can't even smell nothing. They can't even enjoy what Yahweh Hashem Yahushai creates. So there's no gods. Brother?
Yeah, verse 7. They have hands, but they handle not. Feet have they, but they walk not. Neither speak they through their throat. They that make them are like unto them.
they that make them are like unto them. They can't see, they can't hear, they can't smell. They're dead. They're dead.
It's like them king temple. People have to go in and make them thing. You see, they got hand, they got feet, they got everything.
They want to make a, get one of these bank, they got a big ass cow.
Yeah.
You can't get no milk from it.
Okay.
You can't get a move from it.
East Coast.
No, it's Bangkok. You know when you almost going to reach when you pass Moko, on this one side, the guy washing his sit on a big ass friggin' cow. On your left hand side, before you reach Prospect. Yeah.
Look at the funny thing, right? This is how these nations are the foolish, right? Ishmael got the stone he's worship, right? But then Elam got the cow that he's worship, right? And both of them are enmity against one another, right? One fighting, one threatening the other one because he's stone, and the other one slaying the cow. And he's saying he's his mother. You see the difference? You see the hypocrisy between these two? You know? So the scripture said that dumb.
I thought you can't get a lot of things from the cow. The cow's like a mother, you know?
Cow's life. Cow, you know, it's like, it's alright with a trivial, sensible story. Cow with you. I want to go finish out the preaching box.
Psalms 115 and verse 8. They that make them are like unto them. So is everyone that trusteth in them.
Right. So it's everyone that trusted in these false idols. There's a lot of Jakes, a lot of Israelites out there, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Confucian faces, believe that these crosses and these things could save them. They think because they got the most Jesus pieces, that they exempt from judgment.
Like I watch, they would cut down a tree that got fruits, right? And graven it, and put a graven image into the so-called Jesus Christ, and pray to it for food.
This is Baruch chapter 6, verse 45. They are made of carpenters and goldsmiths. They can be nothing else than the workman will have them to be. Right? It says, verse 46. And they themselves that made them can never continue long. How should then the things that are made of them be gods? Verse 47. For they left lies and reproaches to them that come after.
Children grow up in the same damn wickedness. You know, they follow the same trend. Their children follow the same trend. Alright? Unless you're among the elect or the hopeful elect that you get this knowledge, you know, you're going to be safe through your Bashim, otherwise today you do.
If in order to be a creature, you must have a creator, right? How you create, how the creature create any creator. Right? This is the thing that you don't think about. It shows simplicity. Yeah.
This is Ezekiel 5 and verse 5. Thus says Yahweh, your power, this is Jerusalem. I sit in the midst of the nations and countries that are round about her, and she hath changed my judgment into wickedness more than the nations, and my statutes more than the countries that are round about her, for they have refused my judgment, and my statutes they have not walked in it.
Yeah, because it's the salt of the earth, right? And through the centuries, Jake been pouring the salt in the wrong pot, been storing the wrong soup, right?
You look at who is pushing this wickedness on a high level. I mean, you saw them done wicked already, right? Yeah. But it's used Jake. You look at all these celebrities, so-called celebrities like this setup, like J. Cole, Jay-Z, 50 Cent. That's what they push, you know?
Yeah, you ever see you ever see your Uncle Ruckus?
Yeah,
describe how we doing, like what? I might be, I don't like these niggas. These niggas all kind of things, big ass nose, smelly, all kind of shit. Breathing up all the good air. You see a jig that think he's either might describe as a jig. Oh shucks. He watch himself in the mirror and give all description. Detail.
Okay, if I might expound on the scripture, right? It says they've done worse than
More than.
yeah, they transgress more than the other nations, right? Look at Lent, right? Look at what's the thing? Yeah, Easter. Look at Easter, right?
They're going to take the Ash Wednesday.
Yeah, Ash Wednesday.
Easter, right? The bread and the wine is the idols, you know.
Yeah.
Because after they do all the sin and shit, just run in the church and look for the bread and the wine and try for take away all the sin. But they want to apply the scriptures and try for be a better son, children in the Most High.
The scripture, those that worship themselves with soup.
Can't. With literally.
Let me add to you, right?
Yeah.
You see, Monday coming day, right? This carnival. Trinidad. So Monday and Tuesday is always, carnival always fall on Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday is Ash Wednesday. That's when all these devils go to church to get the ash. And then guess what? When they come out, they feel all good. And these people literally leave the beach to go forget the ash. And from ash, receiving the ash, they go back straight to the beach. Wine again, party again.
We ash on the parade.
You understand? Yeah, and we put in a cross.
Remember in the Anglican church, right? When you would have kneeled down, right, and you got your hand out, so you got some old people coming down the line, right? There's everybody putting them out to the cup, the white. You got some people when they receive the shit and the thing go into the mouth, their face expression will be like you know, the soul, right? Like said, she was just stretching out all the clothes and like, you know, this and they're swallowing this thing with this, you know,
Passion of
with
feeling.
this passion, you know, like at the back of the head, like the you know the TV series, the passion, the background, the song, the passion of life, right? This one is the body, like yeah, they get rid of all the sin, everything come out. This is how these people is. How you got it?
Judges chapter 10 and 13.
Yeah.
Judges chapter 10 and verse 13. Yet ye have forsake me and serve other gods. With forth I will deliver you no more. Go and cry unto your gods, which ye have choose. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation.
God.
Right? No. Watch in these clubs for the matrimony, right? All these they don't even know these holidays is after Bacchus. Right? The scripture says that you can't serve God and Mammon. Right? They would run after the clubs and the beach like I say, right? And go into the church. Get right? Yeah.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 32 verse 37. And he shall say, verse 38, when they eat the fat of your sacrifice and drink of your wine of your drink offering, let them rise up and help you and your protection. Therefore, these are the God. Most I said, let them rise up and help you in instruction. All and we're going to give. Yeah, shower. All we're going to give you meat offering, drink offering, stuff like that. So I said, let them rise up and protect you.
Yeah. Check this. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 10. Yeah, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 18. It says, behold, Israel after the flesh are not they which eat of the sacrifices partakers of the altar? See? Going on, it says, what say I then? That the idols is anything or that is which is offered in sacrifices to idols is anything, but I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils, right? And we knowing that this show that they're talking about the Israelites, right? Because the scripture says how this 12 and 1 says that Israel in 1 Corinthians 12:2 it says, ye know that ye were Gentiles carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led. Right? Because as much as they celebrate and take part in these feasts and so on, right, it's after these idols. Right? The carnivals, they drink and sport, the masquerade down the road is after Bacchus. The scripture says so. Right? The Valentine's, right? The Christmas, you know, the so-called Easter, the woman that got that and the bunny that lay an egg, you know, the Queen of Heaven.
Ishtar.
Yeah, Ashtoreth, Ishtar, right? Watch, they say I thought they're doing it for the kids. And the scripture says that they that drink from the altar are not they partakers of it.
And the scriptures also said, do not offer your children unto the Moloch.
Yeah.
This Moloch.
Yeah.
You understand?
We do it for the kids.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's one. Yeah, it say, ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord, Yahweh, and the cup of devils. Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of the table of the devil. Do ye provoke